Hi guys, it's Katie. For dinner tonight we're going to have a Vietnamese pork noodle salad. So I'm going to show you how I make this. I'll also link the original recipe down below. This is a great recipe. It's light and refreshing but satisfying, and a lot of this stuff can be made up ahead of time. So if you need a quick dinner, you can just have everything prepared and then throw it together in like 15-20 minutes, something like that. Okay, so I have these thick cut boneless pork chops. You could also use like a pork loin roast, and these are still partially frozen just because I forgot to thaw them earlier, but it's going to make it easier to cut up. And I'm just cutting them into some strips. So I'm cutting them in half because they're pretty thick, and then I'll cut them into some sort of bite-sized strips. Okay, so I'm going to marinate the pork with some garlic, some green onion, and I don't have that much, so I'm being a little bit short on this recipe because I want to have some for the salad too. So I have some here reserving to garnish the salad. I'm going to put some minced cilantro, and I have some over here too. I chopped a little bit larger for the salad. I'm going to add some sugar. I don't put as much as the recipe calls for, but you do want to add some sugar because it will help caramelize and give a nice char. Especially since I'm not grilling this, I'm going to be doing it in a pan. So I'm going to add the sugar, fish sauce, soy sauce, and black pepper. Yeah, I didn't add the lemongrass. I don't have it on hand. I'm sure it would be extra delicious if I had it, but this is good this way too. So just stir to combine everything. So this is ready to go, and it's just going to be a real quick stir fry since it's cut up really small. I guess you could grill it as well. You would probably thread it onto some like bamboo skewers, and then you probably could still grill it. But I just do it in the pan inside since it's a quick meal tonight. So try to get that all evenly mixed, and then I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator till I need it. So for the garnish for the salad, I have just a little bit of green onions from the garden here. I wish I had more. And I have, oh my, have the cilantro. Get this all set out like this, and then I can build the salads really quickly, the individual salads. So this could be done ahead as well. So we're going to add more to this plate, but for now I'm just going to set it to the side. The next thing I want to do is make the dressing that's going to go over this. That way those flavors have a chance to mingle. Okay, so for the dressing, some more garlic. I'm going to add some jalapeno. It calls for bird chili, but this is what I have on hand. So I'm just going to slice it very thinly, and I don't add that much since I'm feeding a little one as well, but a little bit is good. Fish sauce, some rice vinegar. I think the recipe calls for white vinegar. Sugar, and water. And there's quite a bit of sugar in here, so it takes a little bit of stirring to get it to all dissolve. I'm just going to transfer this into this little pitcher, just because I need my measuring cup again. So this will go in the fridge, and then I can just put it right on the table when we're ready to eat. Alright, so I'm going to use the same measuring cup and make the dressing for pickled carrots. So rice vinegar, sugar, some water, and salt. Stir that up. Alright, so Next, you just need to shred up some carrot. You can use a box grater or just like slice it into matchsticks with a knife. I have this really nice mandolin who does the job really nicely and gives the vegetables a really great texture, so I like to use it. Just be very careful. This is making like a julienne little strips that are just perfect. Alright, so carrots go in. Just make sure they're all soaking in that vinegar solution. And now this can go in the fridge. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do to get ready ahead of time is just a few more garnishes. So I have cucumber. I'm going to use the mandolin again, or you can just slice it up with your knife. Let's go through this really quickly. Put that on the garnish plate as well. I'm going to put just a few slices of this jalapeno. Also going to add some sliced up green lettuce. The recipe doesn't call for this, but the local Vietnamese restaurant in our neighborhood does it this way, and I really like it. So the recipe calls for bean sprouts, which I don't have, so I'm going to skip those. I usually have lettuce on hand more often than I would have fresh bean sprouts, but I'll go ahead and put that on the garnish plate. Okay. Also have some fresh mint from the garden. I'm not going to cut this up or anything because it'll turn black pretty quickly. So when I go to make the salad, I'll just tear some leaves off and tear them up over top of the salad. So I'll put that like that. And then the last garnish is just some roasted peanuts. So I'll put that right there. And this is all ready to go. If you're going to make this ahead, just cover it with plastic wrap and refrigerate. I would not refrigerate the peanuts because they kind of will get an odd texture, I think. So just take those out. Keep this in the refrigerator and then keep this separate. But I'm going to make this up in just a little bit. So I'm just going to keep it like that. And then all I have to do now is cook up the pork, reconstitute the noodles, and build the salad. So when it's getting a little closer to dinner time, I'll show you all those steps. Okay, so we're getting ready to eat, so this will just take a few minutes to stir fry the pork and then reconstitute the noodles. So I'm going to use this nonstick pan. I use cast iron for a lot of things, but I don't like to use it for this because there is so much sugar in the marinade. It will kind of burn and make a big mess of the cast iron. So I use a nonstick pan. I just put a little bit of oil in there, and when I get that nice and hot, and stir fry it, and I'm also going to do the noodles. So this is the brand of noodles that I get. They're just rice noodles. The ingredients are rice flour and water. So pretty simple. Get these at the Asian market. I think I've even seen these at Wegmans and other like mainstream grocery stores as well. And they come in different sizes. It's just a preference, but I get the size small. And these are cheap. This whole package was, I think, like $1.15 or something like that. And I only use half a package for us, so one package lasts 2 meals. And the directions on the package and the directions in the recipe say to boil it, like other pasta, but I find that it doesn't turn out well that way. So what I do is I put them in a big bowl. So you want to cover them with boiling water, and then just let them sit for about 10 minutes or so. And you could just check them, but just give them a little stir to make sure they're all under the level of boiling water. I'm going to add a little bit more once it boils in the kettle again. But just let them sit and they'll soak up that boiling water. And my pan is warming up, so I'll go ahead and add some of this pork and get it stir fried. I'm going to give it one more toss. And I don't really want to dump all of that marinade in, but I'm going to kind of scoop it out. I have to do in batches. Just let it cook. You want to do a nice hot pan so it gets some good flavor. Alright, so that's the pork all fried up. I ended up adding the other first portion back so that it's all warmed through evenly. The noodles over here, I just tested them, are nearly done, so in around the time it takes to stir fry the pork, the noodles are done. I'm going to give them another minute or so, and then we'll just drain them and rinse them with water and build the salads.